Now, the question was posed: how does ancient wisdom of Adbasa people support embarking on self transformation? Well, let's go look at it in four different ways. One, let's look at it in terms of it's going to help you to understand, to overstand your performance by identifying divinity and your supreme self identity expression. Let's look at this as part of your spiritual well being success. So, the Adbasa support on this taps right into right knowledge. Right knowledge is to know and to experience. So, your right knowledge is going to be based upon what it is that you want for yourself, what you want for your life. And so you have to ensure that you are basing your journey, the way that you address situations, with facts, with truth, confirmation, so that you are able to get at the outcome that you want. And so now the second aspect, but before we go into the second aspect, you have the right knowledge aspect inside of identifying the divinity that the Adbasa culture, the Sabian way, presents to you, because you are connected to the source of existence, right? And so to build a relationship with yourself is to tap into that energy inside of you that no one can get in between. So you have to build this relationship based on facts. And then the decisions that you make, right wisdom, is going to be based upon gathering the proper information, the proper data through facts, truth, confirmation. And so based upon setting up right knowledge, establishing that you're going to utilize right wisdom for your decision making, because you want to change your design. As you hear me often say, you are perfectly designed to get the outcomes that you get. So your right wisdom, which is being fueled by right knowledge, that's where your data and your information comes from, is going to help you make decisions that are supportive of your divinity, that's supportive of your supreme self identity development. And this isn't a religious conversation. This is just talking about you as a human being with consciousness. And so on top of this is what allows you to navigate the world in a way many other entities on this planet, other earthlings, are not able to do. And so from your right knowledge, the right wisdom, then you get into a right overstanding, so that you start to create a system that is supportive of gathering the information and data based on facts and confirmation, that you're able to make decisions that are supportive of the environment or the system that you've created. And that's right overstanding, to identify your needs, the resources, the way that you're going to be able to have sustainable success. And then this is being built upon evidence, experience, and reasoning, or experience, evidence, and reasoning through the Adbasa culture is what is identified as. And so your experience is looking at where you are, how you got there, how other people succeeded, so on and so forth. You start to utilize the experience. And then you use the scientific nature of humanity to build in evidence. And then you use your reasoning in order to continue growing, continue expanding, in order for you to advance, as a people, as a village. And so now the second aspect of how the Adbasa culture supports your self-transformation is building upon that first element. So you have to start looking at the heights of yourself and then identify standards that will help you guide your development. And so let's say You hear often people talk about cleanliness is next to godliness, but people never really get into the discussion of what that means. And the fact that when we get into the language, when we start using terms like cleanliness, we start looking at order. You got to recognize that it's tied to order. It's tied to things being fit, things being put into a certain structure or package. So you have to be able to have something that's going to support you being your supreme self-identity expression. And so there's standards that we teach and provide for you in order for you to make it part of your personal journey. Now, the third aspect of, how the Abasa culture and its principles support your self-transformation is that you're able to identify and act upon your purpose or your call to fight for the experience of success and fulfillment. I have a term called ma'at, and this is where you start to struggle to make your life match the vision and what you have identified as your purpose in life. And so inside of this, you have to build your self-worth, your self-determination, your confidence that you can succeed at being your supreme self-identity expression. You have to build all of these pieces in, and that takes place inside of weology because you're not alone. And so when we are inside of our village of success, when we are practicing weology, then where you may have a shortcoming, someone else has a strength. And then in our empathetic sense of belonging and knowing that we need each other, we activate support. We activate peace. We activate justice for our supreme self-development as a body. Each of our temples coming together to build a greater temple, right? And so that's part of how your self-transformation becomes greater than yourself when you start to let others in who are on a journey of betterment. And so this fourth aspect of the Abasa supporting your self-transformation is to know, as I started, know that you are unique and only you as you ever existed. And no one would ever be you again. And that you are a part of the expanding source of the all of existence. That in and of itself lets you know that no one can get in between you and the source of it all. And that this space that you occupy was given to you for you to be able to activate all of the faculties that have been given to you. And inside of the decision, which is one of the scriptures of the Adbasa people, because everything that we do is going to be based upon our decision making. And every decision we've ever made led to where we are now. And so activating that relationship, that connection, and then motivated to do the work that is necessary to reach the heights of yourself. And to recognize that you're going to be tested daily once you take the stance that you're going to be your supreme self-identity in action and works and deeds and words. So join us in this self-transformation program. And what is your question? Ask. What do you need to know in order to get your personal journey on track? How can we help you get back on track? We have courses, we have books, we have question and answer, we have the support you need, and we have each other. Let's get started on your journey for self-transformation as your supreme self identity expression.